Hello, everybody.
All right, Robert Purdue. Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Purdue?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, Mr. Purdue, you're here because Judge George issued a warrant for your arrest. Looks like August of last year. And because your case was assigned to Judge George, the only authority that I have is to set a bond for you and get it back in front of him. So first and foremost, what is your current mailing address?
Well, my address is in Alaska, but I do have a job that I'm supposed to report to, the Haunted Hoochie in Pataskala.
Yeah, it's about that time of year.
It starts on the 19th, and it's 6 weeks of.
Are you the guy that was on city council in Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, it's never good when a judge remembers. You realize that, right?
Yeah, but I came back here to take care of this in person, and I just hadn't made it into court yet. And I am here. I am here to work. I do have a job that's starting on the 19th. And it's at the Haunted Hoochie in Pataskala, and they said that I'm okay to stay there for the next 6 weeks of work.
Okay. Now, this says that you were arrested over on Hebron Road. Did you turn yourself in at the Heath Police Department?
They actually picked me up, and I told them that I do have a warrant, and I told them I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to take care of this business and go to work in Pataskala.
Okay.
I just hadn't made it into court here because my friend's ride is an RV, and he had left me behind.
So, what's the connection between a guy from Alaska and Central Ohio?
It's the gathering of the Juggalos at Legend Valley. I come here every year. I've been coming here for the last 20 years, spending my money in Ohio because I love it here.
Okay.
And I am currently trying to move here to go to college also.
Do you have a local mailing address?
So my friend said I could use his address, Newark, Ohio, 43055.
You know if he has an apartment number or not?
It's his mother's house.
Now, these charges were filed, it looks like, back in August of last year. Let me guess, right around the time that the Juggalos were coming through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. It was pretty tame this year. We didn't have hardly any kind of cases.
Yeah, I was there. And I stayed behind and I cleaned up after too. So they actually hired me to work there at Legend Valley also.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm here to be a productive member of society, and I am attempting to go to college here also.
All right. Well, the last time you were in front of me, which was almost a little over a year ago, mainly because of the circumstances, I set your bond at $100. I mean, these aren't the most serious charges. Obviously, that bond was revoked when you failed to appear and the warrant went out. So I'm going to reset a $100 cash surety or 10% bond. It'll cost you about a little over $10 to get out, I should think. I can't just straight up OR you because it's been too long and you do have ties out of state. But I'm also setting it in an amount which I think you'll be able to post so you don't have to sit there until your case gets resolved. So, any questions today?
No, I just, like I said, I'm here to handle my business, and I'm not trying to cause any trouble.
Okay. Well, the next time you come into court, you'll either have a trial, they'll dismiss it, or you'll do a change of plea, and this whole thing will be over. Any other questions?
No, thank you so much for your help.
All right. Well, Mr. Pardue, you may go with the officer. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Theodore Swisser. Good afternoon, sir. You're Mr. Swisser?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing well. You're here because I issued a warrant for your arrest when you failed to report to serve your jail term back on January the 8th. Well, actually, I think we pushed it back. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
January the 22nd. Basically, as far as that's concerned, I'm just going to order that the sentence be carried into execution. You've been in there for how long now?
2 days. I think today will be, I'll come in Friday night, so.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get a ride.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a ride, and I called the, both city police, they told me no. I called both sheriff's departments, they told me no. I called the Iowa State Highway Patrol, they told me I'd have to be committing an active crime.
Well, I hope you didn't go out and commit an act of crime
No.
so that you could get a ride to jail.
No.
Okay. So, in addition to the fact that you didn't report to serve your jail term, they have filed a motion to revoke your probation. Did you get a copy of that motion?
No, and see, the thing is, I've been calling my probation officer for 9 months straight, for two times a week for 9 months straight, and he has not returned my phone calls at all, not once. I come in after I went to court, he told me I had to report. I said, there's no way I can report because I don't have a license. And he said, I'll talk to the judge, I'll get with you in a few days. Well, I called a few days later, and he never returned my phone calls. And it's been this long since he's returned my phone call.
What is your current address, Mr. Swisher?
Road, Mount Vernon, Ohio, 43050.
Okay.
I finally made it.
So the allegation, as far as probation violation is concerned, is they claim that you failed to complete outpatient counseling and didn't report to serve your jail days. Now, I'm going to enter a denial on your behalf on the probation violation, so that'll leave all your options open. If you decide later you want to admit, you can do that. If you want to contest it, you can do that as well. Do you want to say anything before I set your bond on this one?
Yes, because I have an appointment for the drug and alcohol counseling at the end of this month.
Okay.
They told me to come for the Freedom Center.
Okay.
They've been at Riverside Recovery. There's a new rehab center that opened in Mount Vernon.
Residential?
Yeah, so actually it's inpatient.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean when I say residential. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to order that the sentence that I imposed upon you back in November of last year be carried into execution. So you'll get, I'm going to put down with credit for time served, meaning you'll get whatever days you've already been in towards those 10 days that you owe for this sentence. Now, on the other one, because of the amount of time that's passed, I can't release you on your own recognizance, but I'm going to make it low bond, $1,000, and I will make it a cash surety or 10% bond. No drinking, no drug use, and if you do post that bond after you serve the 10 days that I gave you originally, you do have to report immediately to the probation department, okay?
And I'm having my aunt help me. My aunt's been helping me with my rent. I've been disabled for a long time.
Okay, and I mean, I'm aware of some of the issues because of your correspondence regarding the date. Either way, we're going to get this thing resolved the next time you're in court for the revocation proceedings. If you want to get an attorney again for this, you have to fill out a new application. It's available at the jail, and since you're not going anywhere for about 8 days, they should send it down here for you. All right? All right, Mr. Swisher, you may go with the officer. Thank you, sir.
You have a great day.
You do the same. Joseph Thomas.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
Read it and understand it?
Yes.
Where'd you get it at?
Looks like it's a 2-count complaint. First count is aggravated menacing, misdemeanor of the first degree. Second count is assault, also a misdemeanor of the first degree. Each carry up to 180-day jail terms and up to a $1,000 fine. You have the right to have me read your complaints out loud if you want, but it's not required. Did you want me to read them or no?
No, that's okay.
How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
And what is your current address?
I stay at the Salvation Army.
All right, let me take a look here at the file real quick, then we're going to talk about your bond, so just sit tight for me, all right? All right, well, Mr. Thomas, I am going to release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you have no contact with Kurt Howard. This case is going to be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. We'll get you notice through the mail of when that's going to be, but you can track your own case online at the website or pop into the clerk's office for that matter. So no real excuse to miss court for not knowing when it is. Now, you have the right to get a lawyer. You can hire one if you want, but if you need to go for court-appointed counsel, get an application from the jail. They're available down there, but since you're getting out, you have to get it turned in down here at the city building. So you know the drill. Don't wait until the day of your trial to deal with getting a lawyer, right?
I got you.
Any other questions today?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you.
Okay, Joshua
Vitany?
Vitany. Thank you, sir. Mr.
You're
Vitany,
welcome.
do you understand your rights today, sir?
Yes, I do, sir.
Did you get a copy of your ticket?
I believe so. Yes.
Put it in your property. The allegation,
Yes, sir.
and it was the Highway Patrol who filed these charges, they're alleging that on or about September the 13th at about 8:30 p.m., you were operating a green Chevy pickup out on I-70 in Bowling Green Township here in Licking County, Ohio, while under the influence of alcohol and/or drug abuse. It's further alleged that you were operating that vehicle while under what's called an OVI suspension or ALS suspension. So the OVI charge, I believe the allegation is that this would be a second offense within a 10-year period.
Yes, yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so the maximum penalties for that are up to 180 days jail, up to a 7-year license suspension, and a maximum fine of $1,625. At a minimum, if you were to plead guilty or be convicted, you'd be facing a fine of at least $525, at least a 1-year license suspension, and 10 consecutive days in Licking County Jail. Now, the other charge is serious as well. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, carries up to 180 days jail, up to a $1,000 fine, and there's a mandatory license suspension of at least 1 day, but it could last as long as 1 year. The minimum fine is $250, and the mandatory minimum jail term is 3 days. However, if you were to plead guilty or be convicted of both the OVI and the driving under the OVI suspension, any jail time imposed on those charges is required by statute to be imposed consecutively, meaning back to back. So, like your mandatory minimum exposure here is 13 days in jail, but theoretically it could be up to a year. Understand?
Yes, sir, yes, I understand.
How would you like to plead today, Mr. Vitany?
Today I would like to plead not guilty.
What is your current address?
Steubenville, Ohio, but I was en route to Recovery Works, Columbus. I was en route to drug treatment. They wouldn't, the State Highway Patrol would not let the officer, my family's not, the State Highway Patrol wouldn't let my, the drug rehab send an Uber or a Lyft because it was after hours. Then they called my family, and my family was gonna come and get me, since they're 2 hours away, they brought me to jail. And I haven't had, like, I don't have my phone, I don't have no numbers, I don't have my debit card,
Well, hopefully all those things are in your property, which will be returned to you when you're released. I am going to go ahead and release you on your own recognizance today on the condition that you not have any alcohol or drugs while the bond is in place. Now, look, I see, number one, you're from, like you said, 2 hours away. Number two, you're telling me you're going to a residential program. Get an application for an attorney, get it filled out, and when you get to the rehab facility, have them mail it for you here, because you're going to want to have a lawyer who's going to be able to coordinate all this stuff for you, because if you don't and you miss court, we're just going to issue a warrant and you'll get picked up on that eventually. So you don't need that hassle, and you do need to abide by the obligations to resolve this matter. So,
Yes, sir.
you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Tanzi, you may go with the officer. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, officer, that's all I've got on my list. How about you?
It matches.
It was plenty today. Let's maybe just one or two tomorrow would be good.
I'm in agreement with that.
All right. You take care. Have a good day. Court's in recess.
Thank you, sir.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.